I have been doing a deep dive study into the book of Hebrews, and in Hebrews 3, we see, the writer of Hebrews is talking to people who wanted to go back to the law of Moses instead of walking in the freedom that Christ gave to us by dying on the cross for us. In Hebrews 3, it's warning us against unbelief. And the Israelites had seen all these signs and wonders that God did. He had provided for them, and they were still complaining. They were still hardening their hearts and wanting to go back to Egypt into slavery instead of continuing walking forward into freedom, into Canaan. It kind of can relate to us today. As believers, we are tempted to give up our confession of Christ and go back into the world system's life of compromise and bondage. This is especially true during times of persecution and suffering. The fires of persecution have always purified the church because suffering separates true believers from the counterfeit. True believers are willing to suffer for Christ, and they hold firmly to their convictions and their confession of faith. We are not saved by holding to our confession. The fact that we hold to our confession is proof that we are God's true children. So are we like the Israelites, wanting to go back into the worldly life of compromise and bondage when things get hard, when things don't go our way, even though we've seen God's goodness and He has provided us, but then we face persecution or we go through suffering? Are we just so quick to want to go back to the world, or are we going to hold true to our confession of faith, even amidst the persecution? I strongly believe we are yet to face persecution as Christians. And are we going to be willing to stand up for Christ and endure that suffering, just as He endured suffering when He died on the cross for our sins?